What is this? Most people would say it's an emoji. Emoji, a small digital image or icon used to express an idea, emotion, etc. But really, what is it? I asked many people this question and they all responded, "It's an emoji, please let me out of the basement." But this answer isn't satisfying enough. When I look at an emoji, I need to think about the universe more than if I watch any Vsauce video. So first, we need to learn about emojis. Just from looking at this picture of an emoji, we can see it's probably based off a human, with the yellow skin making it look like a Lego minifigure or a character from The Simpsons. The emoji has eyes and a mouth, but it's missing the nose and ears, probably traded them to get free Minecraft. It's clearly smiling at us, but I would assume it has no soul since there are no pupils, probably traded it to get free Minecraft. Its smile is showing no teeth, unnatural, but it sold its soul for Minecraft, so anything is possible. Just looking at this emoji, I can feel that it sells cocaine, but says the cookies have extra sugar, which is oddly similar to my preschool teacher. If we look at this emoji, it has the same concept, but now it's much worse. It now has eyebrows and is in a high resolution, but that is even the most terrifying part. The damn pupils turn a soulless drug dealer into a child-murdering, cheese-eating arsonist. Now this one's even worse. The eyes just ruin it all. Now we know that if an emoji has pupils, the FBI needs to be called. I'm gonna move on now because being involved with this man will send me to court for manslaughter, dealing drugs, and rollerblading in the sun in North Carolina. On to the next emoji. It's another smiling emoji, but this time I don't feel like I'm staring at a serial killer. I'm not gonna circle the facial features because we know what that's gonna create. But we can see that it has a normal smile that any human can do, which makes it much more appealing to look at. But remember, if we give them some pupils, we can turn this normal smile into a crime against God. Moving on to this emoji, we can see that it's not smiling because it doesn't have a mouth. For some reason, this is simultaneously eerie, like being at your school at night, and okay, like being at the movie theaters playing cats and nobody being there. It's eerie because of the fact that it has no mouth. With no mouth, it cannot eat cheese or yell racial slurs. On the other hand, it's okay because there's no mouth, and I don't think pupils can ruin it. God damn it! Now this is somehow creepier with a mouth. So we're gonna keep it off because taking an emoji's mouth off will not count as a human rights violation. I hope. I don't want the UN to be called again. After looking at emojis, we can now make an educated guess on what makes an emoji. First, they must have yellow skin, but there are a few exceptions of course. Second, they must have simple facial features or they'll be a visual representation of a war crime. And that's it, that's all we've learned. I am bad at teaching. Now that we know the facial structure of an emoji, we must go deeper. We must now look for the emoji's anatomy. If you look up emoji anatomy, you will immediately find this horrific image, which is nowhere near as terrifying as this one. But don't worry, my friend sent me a drawing of the emoji anatomy. Let's see right now. See, now I don't know which one I should hate more. After learning that the emoji anatomy should be classified as a Class A crime, we're just gonna look at more emojis to hopefully forget about this atrocity. Looking at this emoji, wait a minute, it's just a hand. This emoji is just a hand. No face, no eyes, just a hand. But these emojis are just faces, no hands. Do their body parts come in separate pieces or am I on drugs? This emoji is just a singular ear. This is just one tooth. This is just a mouth. Oh wait, that's where his mouth went. Oh. Come to think of it, that might have been where this man's ears and nose went, but I still can't find his soul. And the reason why emojis don't have hands is because their hands are found somewhere else. But wait a minute. These emojis have hands, while these don't. Now this one has a tongue, while this one has a buck tooth. Why are emojis not equal? Some get hands, while some get to swear, and some get to just exist. What is the main political ideology that emojis follow? Is there such thing as emoji communism? There is a Russian flag emoji, but there's no official Soviet flag emoji. But there are Chinese, Vietnamese, and North Korean flag emojis, meaning that emojis do have a form of communism. There is also a UN flag, meaning that an emoji World War II must have existed. Knowing that emoji World War II existed at one point, we have just entered a giant rabbit hole that will never end. At some point, there must have been an emoji British Empire. If that's so, then an emoji American Revolution must have happened, which also means that there is emoji American history, which leads to an emoji American Civil War. And from there, we can link this to emoji slavery. But hold on, there's an emoji for a sports medal, meaning that they have the Olympic Games. You know where the Olympic Games originated? Ancient Greece. You know who was in ancient Greece? Socrates. You know what Socrates is famous for? Being a philosopher. Which means there is such a thing as emoji philosophy. I know I jumped from the Tea Empire to one of the greatest philosophers in history, but to put it simply, these emojis are like us. They too think about mysterious forms of life as well, such as aliens, genies, and white girls who don't base you on your zodiac sign. They have modern medicine, different forms of currency, and just like humans, know how to be a bastard. These emojis have a history, just like us. Although I am scared to think about how emojis found out you can milk cows. We know that emojis have invented computers, and it's obvious that they have TikTok. So at least we're not the only ones going backwards. Emojis have also created homosexuality and legalized it. But I don't want to talk about it because I might say something that'll get me cancelled in the future. If emojis are just us, but yellow and with more significant deformities, does that mean they've also committed genocide? Wait, why am I asking? Gay people exist. Wait, no! Since emojis have been alive for as long as humans, how do they reproduce? I'm not going to look up the emoji reproductive system for obvious reasons. But people say that it involves the eggplant peach emoji. But how? They're just foods, not part of the reproductive system. See? Emoji Terra says peaches are fruits and eggplants are vegetables, meaning that they are not part of the emoji anatomy. I have a question. Why does the poop emoji have eyes and a mouth? I might not know biology, but I do know that human feces aren't sentient, so this might just be the guy who thought of carpeted kitchen. Since I avoided 18 people putting a contract on me by mentioning emoji homosexuality, and legalized it, I'm just gonna say there's one race of emoji to not offend anybody. Just like there's one race of manke. Please don't kill me. I still have to deal with the UN. They're at my door right now. Please help me right now. But if emojis are as sophisticated as humans, why do we use them as a simple form of communication? Us Homo sapiens have ruined this intelligent species by using them as hieroglyphs. I've ruined emojis for myself by making this video. But just like I say to the FBI when they find me cooking meth in my bathroom, it's all in the name of science. Before we review, I would just like to mention how if you go on Emoji Terra and go down to amphibians, there's just frog. And I could make a racist stereotype right now, but I won't, because I have the self-control of a middle-aged man resisting the urge to go to Home Depot, buy a screwdriver, 5 boxes of nails, and the materials to build a nuclear reactor. Screw it, So what did we learn today? We learned about the emoji's facial structure and their hideous anatomy. Then we learned that emojis aren't created equally, not in rights, but in body parts. After that, we learned that emojis have communism. And then I forgot what happened after that. We could have learned about emoji hell or something. Even though this video is supposed to be about emoji philosophy, I've barely talked about philosophy at all. Speaking of philosophy, we will now return to the question from the beginning. What is this? It started as a simple question. What is this picture? But now we've descended to learning about emojis as a species. From all we've learned, I think we can now answer this question once and for all. So finally, what is this? Yellow man. That's a good answer.